Today, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to look at the source code of our global economy, the basic operating system that's been running for a long time, and we'll see how it was really built for extraction. Then we'll explore a blueprint for a radical rewrite, a huge shift from a system that basically depletes our world to one designed for regeneration.
That's a pretty intense question, right? Is our economy actually programmed to self-destruct? But it's a question we absolutely have to ask. Because when you really start to look at the underlying logic of our global systems, you start seeing these patterns. Patterns that don't just lead to crises. They almost seem hardwired for them.
Okay, so let's get right to the heart of the problem. This isn't really about a few bad actors or a series of poor decisions. It goes deeper. It's about a fundamental flaw in the programming, a kind of survival instinct that has just gone completely haywire on a planetary scale. And this quote, man, it just nails the deep-seated algorithm that's driving our world. This isn't just some business school philosophy. It's a survival logic that's literally embedded into our financial markets, our institutions, everything. It's simple. Grow or die. Compete or get left behind. And this code forces this constant, relentless, and exhausting drive for expansion. And you can see the fallout from this flawed code everywhere. It creates this obsessive focus on quarterly returns, which forces institutions to work in their own little isolated silos. It completely detaches the idea of profit from its real-world impact on the planet. It hardwires competition as the zero-sum game, and it whispers in our ear that our identity is basically defined by what we buy. So the end result of all this flawed programming, it's not just one problem. It's what people are now calling a polycrisis. It's this tangled, interconnected cascade of challenges, from climate destabilization and biodiversity loss, all the way to social fragmentation and just this erosion of trust. And the thing is, they all stem from that same root misalignment. And just to make things more interesting, into this already fragile system, we've just dropped the most powerful multiplier ever created, artificial intelligence. Now, AI doesn't have its own agenda, right? It's just going to amplify whatever logic we feed it. So the really crucial question is, which logic are we going to feed it? So we're at this massive fork in the road. Down one path, if we just let AI run on our current operating system, it becomes a supercharger for the crisis. It creates these incredibly powerful AI-fueled apex predator corporations, accelerating resource extraction and amplifying misinformation, all to maximize profit. But, and this is the critical choice we have to make, if we embed it in a new system, AI can become an aligner. It can be a profoundly powerful tool for coordinated governance, helping us model climate solutions and manage our resources cooperatively. So how do we actually install that new system? Well, this is where something called the Phoenix platform comes into play. And you should think of it less like an app on your phone and more like a completely new operating system, designed from the ground up for planetary coordination and regeneration. This visual really gets to the heart of that vision. It's not about one single magic bullet solution. It's about creating a global digital environment, a kind of shared infrastructure that's designed to help all of humanity coordinate its way through our most difficult challenges. Now, a couple of words here are super important: evolving and participatory. This is not some top-down mandate being pushed on everyone. It's meant to be a digital commons, a collaborative space that's being co-designed with communities, NGOs, and institutions from all over the world. The whole point is to enable cooperation at a scale we've just never seen before. And you can really see that collaborative spirit right here in this image. See, Phoenix isn't being built by just one group in a locked room somewhere. It's being developed by a whole consortium of diverse organizations, from universities and research institutes to major global initiatives. It's like each partner brings a unique piece of the puzzle, contributing a different skill or capacity to the whole system. Okay, so let's look under the hood. At the very heart of the Phoenix platform, there's this powerful tool called the Synergy Engine. This is the real coordination intelligence that makes this kind of large-scale collaboration not just possible, but actually effective. So how does this thing actually work? Well, first, think of it like a super smart matchmaker, connecting groups that have similar goals but maybe different skills. It also helps cut down on wasted effort. For example, it could see two different NGOs working on reforestation in the same region and connect them, letting them share resources and double their impact instead of competing. It helps communities learn and act faster. And, maybe most importantly, it builds trust by making governance and contributions totally transparent. What we're talking about here is a total paradigm shift. We're moving away from these rigid, top-down, hierarchical control structures, and we're moving toward dynamic, adaptive networks that can actually learn and evolve in real time. Governance literally becomes a living system. And all of this new operating system, this coordination engine, it's all leading to the main event, finally being able to build a truly regenerative economy, one that actually aligns our financial incentives with the hard realities of our planet's boundaries. This slide is huge because it really pulls everything together. You can see how the Phoenix platform acts as that foundational layer at the bottom. It connects local community initiatives with the corporate world's ESG frameworks. That's environmental, social, and governance. And it links all of that to global goals like the UN's Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs. But here's the crucial part. All of this activity is designed to operate within the hard limits of our planet's 9 ecological boundaries. And look, the need for this is not some far-off, maybe one-day thing. It's incredibly urgent. This chart says it all. We have already crossed 6 out of the 9 critical planetary boundaries, things like climate change and biosphere integrity. We are operating way outside the planet's safe zone. This isn't a future problem. This is a right here, right now reality that demands a new economic model. Now, a really key tool for making this new economy work is something called a contribution token. And I want to be super clear. This is not another cryptocurrency for speculation. These tokens represent real, verified, positive impact. So a token might represent, say, 1 hectare of reforested land, or a specific measured reduction in carbon emissions. They let us funnel capital directly toward outcomes that actually heal and regenerate our world. And when you put it all together, what this really means is that we finally get to redefine what success even looks like. Instead of just measuring profit and GDP, we can actually start measuring the things that truly matter: the health of our ecosystems, the strength and fairness of our communities, our collective resilience, and most of all, ensuring a world where future generations can truly, genuinely thrive. And of course, this calls for a completely new kind of leadership, doesn't it? It's a fundamental shift away from top-down command and control and more towards stewardship. Carefully creating the conditions where the best ideas can bubble up from anywhere, where collaboration is just the default, and where regenerative solutions can flourish. So, we'll leave you with this question to chew on. What would our world actually look like? What would it feel like if our entire economic system, from the biggest AI-driven corporation down to the smallest local business, was designed, measured, and rewarded based not on what it extracts from the world, but on what it regenerates?